Hey guys! Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that I read in the month of March. Some of you may know that I am doing the Goodreads Reading Challenge this year, and I've set myself the goal of reading 70 books, which means I have to read about 6 books a month, which sadly did not happen this month. I kind of got obsessed with the movie Suicide Squad, and I wanted to do nothing else except watch that movie on repeat. So I didn't get a whole lot of reading done. The first book I read was The Ugly Teapot by Fred Holmes, which is the first book of a new middle grade series. I have a spoiler-free review for this book that I will leave linked in the description box below if you want to go check it out. But my overall rating for the book was a 3.5 stars. This rating was mostly because I had quite a few problems with the book as I was reading through it, most of which were resolved at the plot twist in the end, but that didn't make them any less irritating while I was reading the book. And at certain points, it just felt like the terminology was just a little too advanced for a middle grade series. All in all, I did enjoy the book, and as long as the rest of the books of the series don't follow the same plot line, I will probably read the rest of the series. After I read The Ugly Teapot, I decided I wanted to pick up a manga series that I had just bought. Les Esperança. I'm not sure if that's actually how you say it, I believe it's French. But there are 7 volumes to this series. I own 5 of them. I'm missing volumes 5 and 7, but I was able to find them online to read, so I read the entire series. And it was actually a lot better than I expected, especially since I normally do not read a lot of stuff that have a heavy concentration on religion. I loved the story and the artwork, and most importantly, the characters. They were all really funny and had a lot of history behind them. Though there was one character that I wish we had gotten to know a little bit more than we got to, but hopefully there'll be like another series around him. This is also a LGBTQ manga series, so there are a lot of boy-on-boy relationships, which I love in both novels and manga series. So if I know that's a part of a book, 9 times out of 10 I will pick it up and read it. But if you're not into that kind of thing, this definitely isn't the manga series for you. And if you guys think that when I read 7 or 8 mangas, each book counts towards my reading goal, it doesn't. I only count the first volume in the series towards my reading goal, and then the rest of the books are just like extra reading I'm doing. So even though I read all 7 volumes, only the first book actually counted. And a lot of people I know count each book in the series as a separate book. I don't like to do that. It doesn't feel right to do that, considering these are so short. And really, you're reading a manga. It's like technically it is reading, but the whole book is pretty much just pictures and text bubbles that don't take up a lot of time. I mean, I read this entire series in a day. And the last 2 books I read were Blackbird and Deadfall by Anna Carey. This duology really wasn't what I was expecting. The one thing that threw me off right from the beginning was the fact that this duology is written in second person point of view, which means you're reading the book as if you were the main character, or it's told in the main character's point of view. So throughout both books, the word you was used excessively. Instead of it reading how it would in another book as like, she reached for the book, it was instead, you reached for the book. This is actually the first book I read in second point of view. So it really frustrated me in the beginning. But I got used to it probably halfway through the first book. And I understand why these books had to be told in second point of view, because the main character doesn't know her real name. And she actually doesn't even learn her real name until the beginning of the second book. So throughout the first book, we are constantly trying to find out what her real name is, what her past was, and how she ended up in the middle of the train tracks in the middle of LA. The first book was mainly trying to find out all of those things while also trying to stay alive. And something happens in the first book that leads to a manhunt for her in this book. So this book was hard to put down because it was constant action. I don't think there was a single moment where someone wasn't being chased or killed or something else wasn't going on. that would just keep you constantly reading. Writing wise, I would give Blackbird a 3.5 stars, and I gave Deadfall a 4 stars. Well, those are all the books that I read in the month of March. So I'm currently 2 books behind on my reading challenge goal, which I don't feel is too bad considering the year is just started. I have plenty of time to catch up. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!